Welcome to the Barbers Chair podcast.
Yes,
No joke. From me and Chris actually talked about actually starting this podcast. I was like, yeah, we need positive vintage. We need Elliot.
It's because of rockets.
But
You're probably going,
I never want to see these guys ever again.
But I'll say, for anybody that doesn't know you want to just sort of introduce yourselves and what you're about and your brand.
Do you want to take the stage or I go?
Well,
I'm Lewis McKim, I'm Elliot's older brother, and we run Positive Vintage Clothing. It started due to mental health and depression, probably at the end of 2019. The idea sort of popped about, but we were working full-time jobs, so we're sort of selling stuff on the side or selling out the back of the car or driving around the country. So yeah, that's the sort of my side of it, like, and we're running at a good pace now, like, so.
Class. What about you, Elliot?
Well,
Introduce yourself.
I'm Elliot. Lewis is younger, bigger brother.
Yeah.
I always actually did think you were the bigger one. Like
Everybody hangs up.
Yeah.
Everybody hangs up.
Yeah. Just obviously.
Not because I look younger.
What is the age gap with you, lads?
I'm
3 years.
31.
Yeah. But what age?
28.
28, man.
38.
Not too bad.
32 next month, by the way. 17th of January, just been
Okay.
I must have done me a present.
Free haircut.
Free
We're doing well for it anyway.
Yeah.
But I was working full time until 6 months ago.
Recent enough. Wasn't it?
6 months ago, and then took the jump when we got the shop in Belfast.
Because we've been pulling ahead of each other ever since.
Listen, it's business though.
Yeah.
It's business. Only we're best friends, it would not be working.
Yeah, no.
I tell you what,
Honestly.
boys, that has to be tough too, being like best friends but also brothers. Like, I'm
Brothers,
sure, like, like all
No,
the
there
see
is
all the
no-
laughs and stuff, like, but surely, there's sometimes
You don't see
just,
that here,
like,
But Elliot's good, like, I know he's my younger brother, but I don't want to make his head big, but I look up to him a lot, even though he's 6'5". Like,
Yeah.
I do look up to him because he's mature for his age, obviously with his son and stuff too. So, I mean, I know I'm the older brother, but flip me, like, if it wasn't for him, I'd be all over the place, like, big time. And I'm not even just saying that, like,
I'm the same. That's why, like, we're like coming in, and even here, even at football, like, that's the way we are.
yeah.
That's how our heads go.
But
And then it's like, what?
I think when you've been somewhere, when you have been in a dark place, like, probably a lot of people don't know about all behind the scenes and how the business started and that, and even where we were in our personal life, like, but I came
We're
home
here
from,
today
I
to
came,
find
came
out.
home from New
Yeah.
Zealand, like, so.
Take us back a bit then as well,
Aye.
because you're obviously saying around 2019 then.
The idea sort of came about when I went to New Zealand. Was it 2016?
2016.
I was 20.
Maybe
I had my
2015.
25th birthday there, like, so that shows you how long ago that was.
Okay.
And
what took
Yeah.
you to New Zealand? Actually, like, even before that, there was.
I hated this place, like.
Yeah.
I hated this place. Really did. I booked a one-way ticket, filled 2 cases. That was me. I was going and never coming back. But then a lot of stuff had happened before that, like her mum, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her granny passed about a month before I actually went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And I
You didn't really want to go as it
I
was.
didn't want to go. When my mum said that, I was like, I'm not going, because if I get there and you do, something bad happens to you. Like,
It's not just a half an hour flight home. Like,
No,
you know
it's
what I mean?
not.
They made halfway.
like from Doha to Auckland, it was 16 and a half hours on the plane. So I'm going, if something really bad happened to my mum, like, how do I get home? I
Yeah.
was just so fortunate that when I went, between the 2 flights, there was an hour to wait. And it was the same coming back. Usually you're waiting 5, 6, 7 hours, like, between the flights. So that sort of came about, and then I was back jumping in and out of jobs. But at the time I didn't really know what was going on in here. Because see literally before I went to New Zealand, I'm not being big headed about it, like, I was playing football in the amateur league, but I was scoring all the time, like, I was going to the gym, I was in really good shape. Girls were easy at the time. That's not nice to say that, but, like, do you know, everything just was easy. Going to work, I was flying. So I think before I went to New Zealand, obviously, like, a bad experience with a tattoo, and then going out there and in my head going, I think that was a big reality check and a big slice of humble pie, because everything just felt so easy up until that, and I was like, looking back now, I needed the boat rock.
And were you actually going out to meet somebody out there then as
No,
well?
I
or
was
you
just going to
taking
travel, like,
Right.
and then a lot of stuff here, like toxic relationship, friends, out partying, taking gear. It's like going to New Zealand, honestly, like, and now, like, I'm a Christian. I went to New Zealand to travel, but I get saved out there, and I think God gave me a bit of humble pie, like, and I definitely think I needed it just because of all what was going on. everything's so easy, and then I went there and I was like, I feel like everything's flipped upside down.
Yeah.
But I needed to go to,
You needed to realise it.
like, God took me there to save me. Like, I don't think I went there to travel or to get away. I think I needed to go there to realise that I needed him. Like, and it's been a struggle ever since coming back. But that's all part of life and part of your story too. So
When you say like you realise like you needed like to be a Christian, then like how do you just wake up that day and just feel like right, no, that's.
I think just
how does that come about, kind of thing?
we've always been around church. Obviously, our mum and dad, they have a church and they're Christians, and they've not always been Christians, but obviously us growing up, we went to church since we were a young age, so we're always
You're made to
around
go
it.
as well, like, do you know what I mean?
100%.
Didn't want to go, but you had to go.
I was like my grandmother as well.
Aye.
Like literally, my nana just forced us. Like, but it's just.
But
one of
it's
the things,
always a
just had to
seed
go,
inside you to be like,
Mm.
this is how you be nice to people. If
Yeah,
that makes sense. It's
no,
not all
100%.
about.
My
Like
nan
that
would
when
have
you're
always
younger.
said that, always listen to the good
Mm.
voice, like, do you know what I
Yes.
mean? Just
100%.
never try and veer off into the bad crowd, do you know what I mean?
And I always do. I'm so guilty. I always try and see the good in everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I always do. See, no matter what, I always try and see the good in people. And that's maybe not always the best thing to do.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad
No.
thing.
But I think just because I was in such a dark place, I was like, I have no idea. In my head, I was like, the only person I know who can get me out of this is God, like. And he did. But he didn't pull me out of it straight away. Because I had to learn to let go of things. I had to learn to grow in the situation where you're going, right, okay, I'm not in a good place. How can I get my mind and my body thinking that, okay, how can I work with this to make it out and actually use it for good instead of just being like, fuck, this is the end of the road.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I there was a quote, and it's a guy who says, he was like, sometimes you think that you've been buried, but you've actually been planted.
I seen that.
Like,
That's a
Yeah,
heavy
that-
hitter.
that
Like,
actually
it
that's
is.
for
yeah,
me,
100%.
that is the best quote I have ever
That
had,
was
because
good.
I've been there, like,
Yeah.
I've been there, I'm sure you guys have been
Yeah,
there too, and
100%.
it's something I would have looked at it in such a negative way, and see, even now, if I'm tired, I don't get a good night's sleep,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still feel it,
Yeah.
but it's just you adjust. It's like the cold water swimming. I go cold water sea dipping, and I'm getting in the water going, this is freezing, but I've adjusted to staying in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's literally just going like, I went to New Zealand and like, God, I can't keep running from you.
Yeah.
And I have no shame in saying I'm a Christian, and I'm not a perfect Christian either. By the way, just
No,
before,
no.
like, I still stumble and fall, still have problems, still go through life at the same pace everybody else does. So
So how long have you actually stayed out in New Zealand for then?
I was 5 months. I
Right.
was only there for 5 months.
Okay.
But people didn't know the way I was feeling before I went.
Yeah.
Because you were on the phone with me like
Every day, like
every day, but it was
it was like
my head wasn't right here, so it was like in New Zealand they're obviously so many hours ahead.
Yeah.
So he was maybe phoning me and being like, Elliot, it's Monday here. And I'm sitting in the house going, it's Sunday here? What? But we never knew each other's heads were
Yeah.
like mints, do you know what I mean? So it was just like having a conversation where we never ever was like, yeah, I'm struggling here. It was just like, you only are saying a word.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here, like.
How did you feel about him going at that time?
Yeah.
Well, I always said, like, obviously you know Brody's been coming in here too from no age. If he wasn't about, I'd have went with him. Do you know, just to say you've been there, that's nothing to do with Brody, do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I just can't get up and go. I always say to him, while you can, do it.
So Brody is
He's my son.
your wee one?
I
Class, mate.
so I says, see why you can't do it. See if you last 3 months, you last a month, you last 10 years, you've done it.
Experience.
Yeah.
You've done it, yeah. You look back and go, I went and done it on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's massive.
It actually killed me. I remember
It's massive.
when we were leaving, I had like a wee leaving party at the house, and Brody was like, will you be back for my birthday? And I flipping, honestly,
But
because
then you were on. We went down to Dublin and stayed in.
then I got on the
See,
plane.
we laugh about it now, but it's not at the
So-
at the time. It's not funny.
So I got on the plane in Dublin and got on and was standing looking at my seat and walked off.
Serious?
Walked off the plane.
Right.
and
Well,
phoned my
actually,
dad.
yeah,
We were in the hotel.
Phoned my
literally
dad
across
as well.
the
I was
road.
like, I can't do this. I do not know what has actually happened inside of me.
Yeah.
Shit.
So it was
Basically, you didn't know if you wanted to go, not go.
Yeah.
But I was going,
emotions.
I
like,
wanted this so much,
Yeah.
and all this has happened, but it was obviously part of me becoming a Christian as well. Like when
What
I
did your
look back
dad
on
say
it,
at that stage, but as well, like when you've actually phoned him to say?
It's easy to do on the plane. Go.
Yeah,
You just need to do it, like.
Well, that's
don't
one
turn
thing.
around.
See our dad. He's always like, just keep going. My dad actually had the conversation with me in the car today. He's like, I never pushed you to do uni. But I says, but you taught us to never give up.
Yeah.
You taught us to keep going. You taught us to treat people with respect. even though at times you maybe don't sometimes, but he always taught us good things for ourselves and other people. So he maybe beat himself up with that, but he's taught us actually more beneficial stuff.
Yeah.
From that.
Not a personal
About, like,
value,
yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah. Just and that's just the way.
It's the way it
That's
is.
not like him forcing. Like he wanted New Zealand to get saved. It wasn't my mum and dad who forced him. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't anywhere near. It's just the way he is. My dad's. He's laid back. He's too laid back at times.
I know, and then
like,
you see him on Instagram too. He loves it.
Yeah,
he
he
loves
does,
that.
like, he
He's
does.
always really
He's a flippin', he's a head case.
And obviously, he's obviously helped you become
Oh,
Christian as well. He
mhm.
made that sort of transition
Yeah.
a bit easier as well.
And even certain things that maybe I've had to ask him, he's flagged me on them for being a Christian, like things I shouldn't be doing and all, which is
because he's not a
it's
dad as
accountability,
well
like,
that way. Do you know what I mean? You're going by his past and what doesn't know everything. He'll tell you that, but he knows.
Right
He's
from
been
wrong.
a Christian for what 44 years, like.
Mhm.
So he's a close man to ask, and he'll tell you that as a son, like, do you know, as.
but he's also a
Christian,
Belfast boy as well.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's a footballer, like so there's that part, but then there's the part of him, and even our mum too. She's a lot more headstrong, but she's flip me. She'd be at the front of the line for you, like out of everything. Like honestly, even though she does your head in, she's always there and would literally bend over backwards for you, like to do anything for you too. So, but even when I was in New Zealand, I always say it to Phil, I would go friend. I was like, I want to start a clothing brand. I love vintage clothes. I actually done a couple of shoots out in New Zealand for like a vintage shop, and I said, I'd love to do something like this. And we've
Yeah,
all-
it's good that way. Don't know what he does.
I'll also about 4 stone lighter too. Like, but even we've always been into clothes, and it was always in the back of my mind. And I remember coming back, and I was sitting on the sofa, and I was making these wee logos on my thing, and we were talking about doing something with like a clothing brand or like a vintage thing. And I was like, I need to be more positive. And I was like, I love vintage clothes. Ellen loves vintage clothes. I said, what about positive vintage? And it just happened.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. I told somebody about it, and they were like, "That's never going to work.
Yeah.
That's never going." Honestly, I'm not even joking. I told somebody.
One person too, wasn't
One
it?
person.
Wasn't you were telling everybody?
And because I felt confident in asking them,
Yeah.
and like, oh, that doesn't. There's no value around to that. And I look at it now and go, flipping heck, it's been a struggle, but it's been worth it,
And it still is.
and it still is now.
I'm sure you're the same
Yeah.
here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
thankfully you haven't listened to that person.
No, not
yeah,
at
do
all.
you know what I mean?
And
So-
that's the one thing in life. I listen to my parents, and I listen to him, and that's it.
you don't need
I don't know
to-
what
that's
that's
it.
doesn't listen to me one bit.
I don't know.
What was that?
Oh,
You've probably not seen the serious side of me, Jordan.
No, I actually haven't. But no, it's good. Like, and I don't know if you're obviously still in touch with that person who obviously said that, but like, you obviously know now that that's not the people you want to be around.
No, not at all. Like, especially like, look, if that's maybe somebody that's been in it for themselves, like they don't want to
Yeah,
see you
true.
be successful. But I do. It's the same way. I'll see if somebody's trying something or doing something. I want to support them and see
Yeah.
them do
yeah,
well.
100%.
You're literally here
That's
once.
like us with
You're
the
here once.
podcast at the start. You know, we had a couple of people maybe saying, I don't know about that, you know,
Yeah.
might not go, and then
Where I'm looking
just
at that
listen.
going,
We're just going
100%.
It's
Do you know what I mean?
class, like. So when we
100%.
start our podcast, you boys need to come on.
Yeah.
all day long.
It's easy to be honest. So,
Okay.
but no, it's been a journey so far, and flipping heck, there's see the amount of time business wise when we're just holding each other accountable. We have a standard. I have a high standard. I know what LS standards like, just even from seeing them with football,
Yeah.
the training with football. Like, so that is like goes to another level when it's with your business and it's what your income and all's coming from too. So, but we work well.
So, bring it back. Where are we at now? We're sort of past just
You're-
come back from New Zealand.
you're
5
back.
months. This is about 2016. Am I right?
He's come off at Europa.
Why did you come back actually? Like, what made you come
Because I
back?
was going to tap myself.
Yeah.
Aye, I
Serious?
was, and I tried it twice here. And some people don't know, like,
There you go, mate.
yeah. So,
Me.
and I'm like, let me. It's
And that was in New Zealand then as well?
I remember I got up one day and I was going to work, and I said to the people I was living with, I was like, if I said I was homesick, what would you think? Where in my head I was like, I need to get out of here now.
Yeah.
Like that is literally, and I don't mean in a
A
bad
cry
way.
for helping in a way, and I didn't know. I didn't know he was feeling like that. Do you know what I mean? He maybe said stuff to me, and I was like, "You'll be fine," you know.
And what killed me too
As
is
you
it,
do.
Yeah.
when we had that wee flat in Mosley, I was a hate the world then, and I didn't know at that time he was feeling like that. So that killed me. So I was like, I didn't even know he was feeling like that because I was a plonker. Not the people, but to myself. I was
Yeah.
like, I hated everybody for no reason, just because I hated living here and all the stuff that I'd been through in my past. I was like,
you just get hurt. You know what I mean? You do get just chip, and then you go through.
Shell starts to harden a bit.
And that's. I never want to be like that, and I do sometimes feel. See if I'm tired. Like.
That's why they have 3, 4, 5 naps a day.
Yeah, there's the naps come into play.
Must be tired 24/7.
Literally, the quickest naps ever.
I text you this.
I'm living with Cristiano Ronaldo. He knows already.
We were literally going to train and we had to meet in like 5 minutes. He was like, okay, I got a 3-minute nap.
I don't think that's
Dude, what about the other day? Come by me and Jordan were in the car and I fell asleep in the car like that.
no holding the phone. Then I heard the phone hitting the floor and I got away.
Oh, it's crazy. Like, but no, even coming back from New Zealand, like flipping heck. I honestly felt when I was going there, I was like, this is taking ages to get here. And see, when I came home, I was, oh my god, I was like, I'm in Belfast. And see, after the first week, I was like, what the
Get
fuck?
me back out here.
What did I come home from?
Yeah.
What did I come home like for? Like, do you know what I mean?
Mahogany brown, like coming off.
You
Nice and down.
Yeah, he was to be fair, he was.
But I just didn't know how, and I didn't want to put all the burden of the way I was feeling on people out there, because yes, we knew the people we were living with from Scotland, and they were unbelievable to me out there. Like, just if they ever see this, I don't want them to know that I was not really, like, I didn't appreciate what they done. They
like a regime.
They were phenomenal for me being there, because they knew us, because they went to the Dance Church in Scotland, and they knew, and they put me up in their house and all, so like, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I just had to come home, like, and even coming home, I remember driving the job interview and I was like, to my dad, I was like, I can't go to this. And he was like, what do you mean you can't? And they pulled over and I got out of the car. I was like, I've never seen my dad crack up ever. But I think it's because I was going to jobs and it was lasting about 2 days. And then I was leaving and I was going to a job and then I was getting all warm and panicky in the job, and then I was leaving and not going back. And I remember going, I was like, I don't know. And it wasn't until the week at the university that I went to a counsellor. So that's like 6 years, 5, 6 years. And I was like,
I think that's where the football comes in. I always say I think that's why you don't play football, because it's like it's a thing in the past that you can't break. Do you know what I mean? You know what it's like if something happens to you, you're going, how do I get around that? Or how do I just go?
100%.
And then once you do it once, it's like, this is not bad. Do you know?
And what were you working at in New Zealand? Or
I done pool cleaning, so obviously New Zealand was warm, like, so you're going to houses and houses have pools, so scooping the leaves. And did you ever see the pool cleaner guy where he goes in with the suction egg? Literally just doing that there.
You should have just been doing it all.
I should have stayed.
That's gonna be me.
Sack of clothing was to start with the pools, but and then I did an event set up, and like before I decided to go home, the girl that I was working with, it was actually unreal. So we'd have been going to, like, obviously I was a Christian while this was going on, so we'd have went to festivals and set up the tents and the teepees and all, but then we weren't staying there, we were just coming back. And then you'd have been going to like vineyards and all that were maybe having events, and you were setting all that stuff up. But the girl phoned me one day and she was like, here, we're going down to the bottom of the South Island to do an event and we're flying you all down. And I went, that's so far. But it was about an hour. It was literally about an hour flight.
Wasn't that far?
But because of the way I was feeling, I was like, oh my, and then that just got the clogs, and I was like, I need to get home.
See, in the back of your head, that sort of time, did you still think about the vintage clothes and all that kind
of
thing?
I still, like, because when I was doing that when I done that shoot with your guy, I felt so calm doing it, because I was like, it's something I actually enjoy. I love clothes. I've always been into clothes. We've always loved fashion, and it was just sort of maybe figuring out what we could do with that. So that was always in my head, and then I was always talking to that guy out there who I was friends with, and he was like, yeah, we'll do it, and then he was like, no, we won't do it, and I was like, well mate, I'm all in to do this. I'd saved loads of money to come here, so there's funds sitting there to do this, let's do something cool with it. And it just never happened, and obviously the person who was meant to do it was the big man.
And obviously he's in New Zealand 5-6 months, pool cleaning, etc.
Getting a suntan.
I'm here in the license rain.
What are you doing in them 5-6 months, and also how are you feeling in them 5-6 months as well?
Well, like, my best mates just went away, like, you know, And obviously, what age had I been then? If you were,
You'd have been 21 or something.
I'd have been
22,
23.
23.
So I obviously had Brody at, I didn't have his mum did, but I was a dad at 17, like single parent. So like,
You're a good footballer. That's
my head was gone though. Like
Young damn it.
like my dad forced me to go to Linfield. Didn't want to go. Went, signed, lasted 2 weeks.
Right.
Because it was like, it was too much. It was like you don't know what's going on in here. You just see football, you're young. I'm going, I don't want to be here, let alone raise a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it was obviously doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, like out, and we were both sort of doing it when we were young. Drugs, like, not just a wee sneaky one, like 3-day benders.
Party
doing it.
thing.
Yeah. And then going and playing football, like going, what is that white thing flying at me? Do you know what I mean?
I can see for it.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like
That head on that.
and like the most big thing I take from it is like, you look at people and you go, they've got it all together. You don't know literally what's the thoughts. Do you know what I mean? Like, but football, went to Donegal Celtic, loved it. I hated it because of where it was and who it was.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Like, genuinely loved playing there. This is like from me being at 17. Wait, not when he's away. But that's in the round, broke in the first team at Donegal Celtic, played first game against Ballyclare, Dixon Park actually, and I always remember because Brody was there. So it's like a wee thing. I think that's why Ballyclare is so like meaningful as well in a way that like even family, my dad's played there, Ronnie's played there, you've played there, my uncle John lives in Canada, they've all played there. Then for Brody to be here, like, you know, there's a wee thing just
You're just letting anybody in, weren't you, really?
they were like McKims.
And me as well.
Yeah.
How did I let you in?
But again, see the way I was feeling in and out of jobs, in and out of football teams, like couldn't settle, could not. Obviously, I was coming from Scotland too, like, and I know it's not right saying it, but I still think that's what's inside me. I didn't want to move here, so I think being here, like, I don't really want to be in this country as such. I'd rather be in Scotland. So see, sticking at something is like, I'll be here as it is, so I'll get something else. And it's, do you know, and it does become like a trait, if that makes sense, of like not sticking at, you know.
But I think maybe in your heart though, you just know if you're doing something you don't want to be doing, and you just say to yourself, right, I'm just not going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Do you
mean?
know what I
It
mean?
can be a waste of time on you too.
100% big time. And then probably that, us moving here and then having Brody out partying, drinking, all that on top of that can affect you too. Like, and the partying, I know the partying definitely affected me because flipping heck, like, I got to the point where I was like, I don't want this to end. I don't want this feeling to end. I don't want to go home. And then that's when I was like, flipping heck, like.
And I wasn't doing it because I enjoyed it. I was doing it because it took my mind off.
Yeah,
Everyone
gets
for the
into that
weekend.
revolving door. That's
Yeah,
It like numbs you.
It does. It numbs you. Then you're back to work on Monday, going, I'm busy again. So I can't think of.
Mate, we had our awards night there on Sunday, and I literally had about no more than 10 drinks or something anyway, you know what I mean? And I actually went home early enough as well, didn't I? And then I woke up on the Monday, mate, and I had a couple of appointments booked in on the Monday, and they weren't until like 3:30 in the day, you know, because I booked out a good bit of the day. And man, I ended up actually moving the appointments across, you know what I mean? I wasn't even that hungover, man. I wasn't, just like this anxiety
It's
ball
an
just came
anxiety.
from me again,
It is
you know what I
an
mean? I was
anxiety.
like, geez, I am finally getting away, you know what I mean? And, but see, even just moving those couple of appointments over to the Tuesday, then it just sort of, you're just kicking the can down the road a wee bit, you know what I mean? You're like,
do it on Tuesday?
yeah, where I should have just faced it head on probably on the Monday. You know what I mean?
I'm wild for like.
Anxiety's a killer.
Oh, it's huge. And even the anxiety thing too. I 6:30 every morning I'm up. See if I get up at 7, see my anxiety. I'm gonna have to chase that half an hour. I've wasted half an hour.
That's what I was
like, I'm going, if I sometimes, like with us with the business, you have stuff set out and you get 1 or 2 things done, and then there's something you'll not get done, and then that plays on you for like a couple of days. So I know that whole anxiety thing, even personally, but even it affects it would affect me that way. Because I was so prim and proper, 6:30 in the morning, and then it's like right off all morning to chill, and then I can get on with everything else. But I'd be wild for trying to chase like half an hour if I miss it. Like
that's exactly the way I am.
When you say you're moving appointments now, you feel like you're wasting the day.
It's killer.
And I hate that.
Just pondering.
For no reason at all.
It's actually
You know what I mean?
horrible.
Yeah.
Mine's actually the roof.
It's horrible.
Generally, I know it's really stupid, but see if I don't get a trim on Friday, we don't have a wee bit of fun, a wee bit of crack. See, on Saturday, I don't want to play football. Because I'm not in the right. I know it's stupid, but I'm not in the right.
You fell in the sink.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
You actually do. I hadn't had a trim for 2 weeks there, and I shaved my mustache and all.
Heads gone.
Just took a heads gone. Britney Spears.
I was screaming myself. I'm not going on this podcast with my hair like but that's mad though. Like, when you get a trim, like obviously
you're putting the door off hinges there to walk out. Here.
Her like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You're literally like that, and you're going flipping heck. But see, you get a trim though, especially for us too, like with a business. If you're on camera, if you're speaking, you want to look presentable.
Well, when you look good, you feel good, lads. You know what I mean?
100%.
And that's what I've always said about you in here. Even what a group of guys you have.
Yeah.
Honestly,
the barbers are on the front line.
Seriously,
that's what I call us. Like,
this is what I say. Lewis, we would maybe go, what about wearing this? And I'm going like, you're the face of the business. You need to be
presentable.
People need to look at you and go, I want to buy what he's wearing.
That's why,
you know what I mean? Sort of thing.
Her, obviously, they're away for the next 2 weeks, and they're like an advertisement board for you for their head. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it is important to keep that.
But even when you come in here, the whole vibe, like I'm looking at wee Brody the already, and he's 11 now. He's comfortable enough though to go. I'm away, Ian.
Yeah, he's
chilling. He don't need to walk me over anymore. Do you know what I mean?
And
I'm looking at him, he's. I don't know, Ian, what they're talking about, but they're like having, they're having a conversation, whereas before he'd just sat like, do you know?
But do you think then the best way to obviously cope with your anxiety, lads, is to stay busy? You know what I mean? And obviously to have plans in place, you know, like productive plans. You know what I mean?
We're on the way up home today. Sorry, I'm butting in.
No, go ahead.
Like Monday night, the kids have strength and conditioning. I coach a wee football team along with 3 or 4 other coaches there at Carmoney. So they've trained Monday night. Say I'm training Tuesday, he's training Wednesday night, I'm training Thursday night. Then if he's a match on a Friday, I have a match on a Saturday and he trains on a Sunday. So my head
7 days a week, man,
is
busy all the time.
If it's not busy, I'm like, and then I'm like, well, I need to do something.
See what you were saying there about waking up at 6:30 in the morning. That's why I've been hitting the gym now for getting into a routine for about over a year now. Because man, not to get into my sort of situation, but the anxiety was just too much. You know what I mean? Like way too much.
It cripples you.
Yeah, but I figured out that when I'm waking up at like 6:30 in the morning, and maybe I don't have to be in work till 8:30. That 2 hours, I can either sit and ponder my next 12 hours, or get on the bike. And the best way for me to deal with that anxiety is to just get to the gym. And then basically, either I'll run into somebody at the gym, or I'll stop into the shop or something. Like you have to speak to that person maybe behind the till, or you've ran into somebody and then you've actually then came out of your head. You're speaking
broke that
verbally,
bond,
you know what I mean? So it's like,
like
right, happy days, you know, this is a bit better. That way. So get into the gym, and then you're feeling obviously a bit better again.
The gym's the best thing ever.
Yeah, you don't obviously have to go sometimes and even like bang out a weight session or do you know what I mean? Just go in, jump on the treadmill, or go in for a steam room, sauna,
just
something.
Exercise,
just to get out of the house, really. Do you know what I mean? Get out of that zone. You know what I mean? When I freeze for that wee bit in the morning, I'm like, there's too much going on. Do you know what I mean?
What I have noticed is like I know a lot of people jump on the cold water therapy for like the hype train on Instagram. It's genuinely helped me.
100%.
But I'm not even joking. It has genuinely helped me.
Really
I'm a
helped me.
summer league footballer, not winter cold water.
No, I did.
You know what I mean, George?
I'm not a fan, but I'll do it. I will do it.
I'm going to New Zealand.
He asked me this morning, do you want to go to the sea dip? No.
And I was like,
a year or something.
We've done about around the same, like, but it genuinely helps me. And see, at the time I was when we first met, I've only known Niall since November when we came in there for and then I was like, I'm busting to get back to the gym.
November last year.
Yeah. And he was going, well, I go to the gym, and he was going to me, well, I like doing cold dips. I said, mate, just sort of a healthy chore in a way. And then we just can't get out the cold water just yet. He's too tall. That's what it is. Like,
no, cold bath in the house, hair foaming in, straight into the warm shower. No, done.
Rally gets a Valley Galley.
I don't
Is this helping me?
No, I'm like, lads, I said for a coffee, go ahead.
I stood this morning, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes in the shower, cold shower this morning, because I knew I wasn't getting to see it.
You've been doing the Lumi things.
The Lumi pods too, and they're really good as well. But C to C,
it's keeping it clean. That's
Yeah,
the thing with the
it's-
pods.
but C to C is the best thing ever. I don't know if it's because the shop's right in front of me and get a coffee and all after, or just being in the sea, but it does. It genuinely has helped. It does.
But that's a good thing, even thinking about the coffee.
Afterwards, you're going to reward for it once.
Yeah.
But I'm the worst. So see my own head. I defeat myself before I even leave the door. Sometimes I am so bad. I don't know if it's like that perfectionist in me, but I'm going like I'll overanalyze things too much, and that's in a way where you have to learn to try and use that for the better and not the worse. Because if you let it take you the wrong way, you're it's not the end of the road, but you're going to end up being stuck. You have to try and use it. See, going to the counsellor, that really.
Was it like CBT or something you done then? Like
no,
or something?
I phoned him one day and I was like, "Mate, I need to see you."
Right.
And left him a voicemail and all. And he phoned me back and he's like, "Oh, I'm booked up to December, so I can't get you in." And he says, "Let me try and see what I do." So they ended up getting me. I went to him 7 or 8 weeks in a row there, and he ended up fitting me in. He was fully booked right up to Christmas, end of Christmas, and he was able to fit me in.
Brilliant.
And see, going to him and then talking about your whole life journey and stuff, I would definitely advise anybody to do it. Don't be ashamed to do it, because I'm not ashamed now. Like that I went, but before I was, my pride and my ego that I didn't really think I had. Maybe sometimes other people will think you have that, but I never really seen it. But that held me back from going, because I was like, I can do it. I can do this. But
did you think it would help before you went?
I don't know. I was skeptical about it, but when your man phoned me back and I spoke to him on the phone, I knew straight away.
He made space for you.
He went out of his way
to get you there.
And the first time I actually went in and met him, I was like, yeah, I know straight away. And it's something that I would definitely advise anybody
to do.
It doesn't matter how big or small the problem you have. Going and speaking to somebody that's maybe outside of your family who can just listen to you. Yeah, 100%. And he was just like this here, chit chat, having a bit of crack. And I think that's what eased me.
It's just a non-judgmental conversation.
It is, just get it on the
that's
table.
all you need. Someone just open the ears.
And he challenged me on a lot of stuff. There was a lot. When I was leaving, I was going, I don't know, I'm going to drive my van here down to the shop. How am I going to go the rest of the week? But it was unlocking things that I hadn't dealt with, that I just pushed down. And that's the worst thing you can do, because you need to really deal with things.
As you say, you're just kicking the tin.
That's what I'm saying. Unless you deal with that, lads, it's just going to be in the back of the locker.
What I've noticed as well, just sit with it all sometimes. Literally just sit with it, and just let it all come at you. And just the podcast just sort of happened then as well.
He was one of the, like, as he said,
the co-founders
from the very start.
Yeah,
he was
I knew Dean personally as well, you see, boys. So I mean, I went to tech with Dean and stuff. I trained with him in the tech, mate. Do you know what I mean?
He had but he told himself like he had very much issues too. Like,
deadly, boys.
Like I remember, boys, like I literally drove down to his house. Some days, like he just didn't appear.
I actually remember, mate, end of 2017. Talking about the anxiety sort of thing, man. Like, because Dean Samuels had started off a very busy shop. We were very, very busy, and at that stage, I really wanted to be, you know, where I wanted to be, but I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? My head just wasn't letting me. Like, I swear to God, lads, not to sound too deep, like, you know what I mean, but there was mornings before I was going to Dean's, and I'm sitting on the edge of my bed, like staring into the mirror, just at myself, like going, Christopher, if you want to sit here, you can sit here. If you don't, if you want to get out of the house, get out of the house. But bro, see me leaving that house every day and fucking locking that door behind me, that was achievement 1. And then even getting into the car,
getting to the end of the garden.
But what was so messed up was basically the appointment schedules had basically kicked off at that stage, so you had an opportunity then to sort of see what your day entailed before it started, which was a bad thing as well as a good thing, because you were maybe going down to like 2 o'clock in the day and going, shit, what am I going to talk to him about? What am I you're then giving yourself all this anxiety.
That's me,
you know what
that's
I mean?
me.
So you're going to yourself, fuck, how am I going to actually get out of this spider's web of emotion? And the best thing to do was actually just get to work, get the voice out of the head, and
get on the horse.
And
literally.
That was the hardest thing about it. But when you actually done it, it was like, shit, this is the key to getting out of this.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
But
when you left work at like 6:30 after, because you've started like this, you came to work and now you're going like this, and now you're in the car going like this again, like straight away. And you're like, oh shit, I'm on my own again, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you're trying to stay on the horse, as you say, man. So maybe.
Yeah, but it's mad even what I've taken. See, when somebody says, "Well, we'll go 100 mile an hour at this," that I personally look at that and go, that doesn't necessarily mean 100 mile an hour in like a week. Go 100 mile an hour a year.
Yeah.
Like just spread that out.
Yeah.
Don't burn yourself out.
Do you know what I mean?
I remember going to the night factory and I was up his back going, "When are we going?" And that's like, "We've just got under the shop."
You turn around to me one day and was like, when does this go away? But I was like, I genuinely don't know this because I'm still trying to like. I might look like I have us all together. I don't. Do you know, like, as you say, I may be driving the car some days looking at myself in the mirror, going, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, why did I get out of this?
Yes, like, literally. Like,
deadly,
but I always think too, see, I'm not saying that everybody has a plan and a purpose, but see, when you're doing something like this with a barber shop, like us with a business, you're going to get riled with everything from all angles. 100%. When you're doing something good, like you don't know who's coming in. And talking to him, or even times where I maybe came in here in the morning, you don't know what people are doing, even the people who are cutting for you. Like, so I think when you are doing something good, and like, it's never going to be easy because you are going to get rattled and you're going to get challenged on a lot of stuff. Like,
100%.
we've moved to Queen's University, the Students' Union.
The bigger you get, the bigger problems you're going to have.
And there's been wee things. So we think the other day was something on Facebook or something, and we were going, "What the heck's that about?" Like, but you're then going somewhere where there is challenges, but there's something good coming from that. So you're going to be, their challenges are going to be there. It's just knowing how to work with them and how to get over them and how to work together towards them and by them. Like, so, but that's the way. Even I don't know. I always just thought to myself when I came through all that, I was like, I'm here once. I need to do something in my life.
Yeah.
If we're in Queens to impact one person, we're already successful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it, because it's such an awesome opportunity for us to be there. And if we can make an impact on one person's life, like you're already successful. Like that's the way I look at it. Like, so.
Bring it back in just before that. Obviously the Queens and stuff. Like, so you two obviously would have maybe sat down and had a conversation about positive vintage. So how did that come about?
We were sort of working full time, weren't we?
Yeah, we were working full time, and Elliot had Brody, so I sort of thought, Elliot does a lot of stuff that people don't see. And I've always said that even when he was working, he was always there. We were doing stuff behind the scenes, so it's not always just been me. Yes, I was there.
Lockdown, was it? Coming
out of lockdown.
Because I remember I was cutting your hair. We were sort of
chatting about it. I was like, I want to do a clone brand, I want to do this, I want to do that.
But I was like, yes, 100%, because I could completely see how passionate you were. Like, it wasn't like you were just coming off of it being like.
willy-nilly.
It was like, I want to do a clone brand, I really want to do it, this is what I'm passionate about, this is how I want to do it, blah, blah. And I was like, 100%.
Just doing.
It's crazy. And even you buying stuff, even we Jack buying stuff at the start.
Yeah.
Like, people don't see that or haven't seen that, but we appreciate that massively. But no, I think with PV and it's starting, obviously we were working full time, we were working with Paul and Gary and that in one step, so but we were selling stuff on the side too.
And you started with like grip socks,
resistance
which you
bands.
took in here.
Literally stuck the grip socks for it.
Yeah.
Then we've done resistance bands. We've done back braces, but see, like resistance bands. So they all. I'm not taking any. Yeah, that's the credit for that. Like
it was the perfect time. See, like people working at home, see the back brace. Everybody was going, "This is helping me. This is what were they? £8 or something, or £10 or something." Do you know, like it wasn't a big thing, but I was like, "This is helping me."
Yeah.
So why can someone else not feel the benefit of what you know?
But even
so that was obviously part of the positive vintage.
Yeah.
The socks and
that's right. Like
that,
just ending at the time to try and make a bit of money.
To start that, then
to take it to
proper.
the next level.
That was sort of step one.
Yeah.
See, and then it just sort of, I was like, well, if I don't take the jump now, it's never going to happen. So I'm so glad I did take the jump, because I took the jump then at the right time, and I think Ellis took the jump now at the right time for him and for us in the business going forward. But it just sort of like,
you generally weren't happy working.
No. I wasn't at all. Like,
Because
it
I
wasn't,
remember you were just like,
Nah, I need
what
to
am
do-
I doing? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was
Because
like,
as you said, it's not your purpose. It wasn't your
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
well, we had the conversation the other day, and we were going like, people, there's maybe somebody working in the council, they maybe wanted to do that.
Yeah.
That
You can't look at anybody and
in
go
the wrong
like,
way.
that job's terrible, that.
Mm.
Because that's, I know it sounds really, really silly, but people
Yeah,
maybe want to be a cleaner.
I know.
People maybe want to be a bin man. Like,
100%.
you know, like, as a kid going, do you want to be a policeman? No, I want to be a bin man. You know, and that sounds stupid, but that's what they might want to actually be,
Yeah.
you know. So you can't turn your nose up. We're sort of learning that too, that you can't, especially being in business, because it doesn't always go the way
Yeah.
you want it to go.
And
You know.
when you started out, then where was all the stock? Where
The
was
house.
And the house.
Right.
And the boot of the car.
No way.
And the living room, and our mum and dad's room, and Elliot's room, and
So you
our
should just
room.
operating from like an Instagram page at
Ah,
this
Yeah,
stage?
yeah.
Literally.
Driving around the country,
Taking orders.
selling.
whatever
What
you
was
have.
it? What was it? Three pairs of grip socks for 20 quid
Mental.
Yeah.
out of the boot of the car.
And you're paying 20 quid in petrol too. Like,
Do you know,
Every
we were
single
like run the boot. We had like a jotter, names,
Flip,
and
like,
they
honestly.
ticking them up. You're doing like a 10-hour day, like
It's crazy.
for realistically nothing. Do you know what I mean? But it's
Probably
obviously
just the
not
buzz of
nothing.
it too.
Yeah.
That's
Do
making
you
sales
know
and
what I
stuff.
mean?
But I always thought to myself, like, see coming through all that stuff and then having the opportunity with a business. And who knows, like, obviously, I want to do PV for the rest of my life. But unless God calls me to do something else, that's what I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
But unless He has something else for me, or something else for Elliot. But I believe we are here to do
At
that.
this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly do, because
All roads have led to here. Like.
on here, 100%, because there's times that we're going at each other and then you go, oh, hold on, look at, what about that person that came in, what about this person that spoke to us that was struggling?
I've always said
All
that.
wee things along the way we are going, I feel like the business goes and then it goes up and then it goes down and it goes up and down. But if you've got something good, you want it to be like that because it's something for the long term. It's not something for 3 or 4 years and then just dies out. Because there's numerous businesses that skyrocket and then they just go, then they just plummet to the ground. But we're sort of grafting away. So then I go, we've got something that maybe in 20, 30 years time you can look back and go, we've left a legacy.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want. I want a legacy more than anything else. I want
And it's
people to look
hard,
at-
see the days you're saying, see anxiety, and you're your
Boys,
own,
it's not
you're your
fancy
own
on,
boss.
like,
I've had to go to the
yeah.
shop a couple of days or last week without him. Where in my last I'd have been going to the shop my own going, right, let's go. But then I've seen how good we are, we work together. I'm going to the shop going, I feel like I've lost a leg or I've lost an arm, and then I'm turning around to go, Elliot, and he's not even there, and I'm going,
But being your own boss, as you're saying, like days you are. I'm the same
Yeah.
now. See, especially in the winter when it is darker early. Like,
That's what I always say to you. That's what
honestly, like I don't know if I've only just realised this year and last year. Like I'm going, yeah. See, this time of year, I'm like,
it's that
Wolf.
it's that sad, you know, seasonal affection.
Yes, and
it's a real thing. Boys,
it
you know what I'm
is.
saying?
Like
It's tight as flip, honestly. That's
but
you're
no,
sitting at the end of the bed going, I don't want to go. I don't want to get out of bed.
yeah, it's
I
tight,
genuinely don't. Not because you're tired or because
No.
because of in here.
Yeah, you can't
The
face it.
biggest thing, though, like, I think my personal opinion, what it all stems back to in terms of business, is like, see if you're just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, who cares if it goes up here and
Yeah.
down there?
Yeah.
And see if
Show
you
up.
literally just turn up.
Show up.
every
Show up.
single
Show up.
And the lights are on.
Consistency,
yeah.
like.
You know, like
1% better.
just literally turning up and just being consistent.
Yeah.
because I watched something the other day, and the girl was talking about being consistent and that. She says, see if you're not in the 1% of business where you're having the thoughts of going, is this the right thing? What are we going to do today? If you're sitting scratching your head at night, if you're not in that 1%, it's never going to work. And I'm sitting going, I'm like that every day.
That's it.
So I'm in that 1%.
Yeah.
But being in that 1%, it's hard, and I'm not saying that we're no better than anybody else. Like, not at all.
Ever.
I would not judge anybody, even like being a Christian and people drinking and doing that. I don't look at people and say you shouldn't do it because I've
We've
done it.
been
He's
there
done
for a
it.
t-shirt,
Yeah.
you know.
We know what it's like. Our dad's been there and done
Yeah,
stupid
of
stuff. So he
course.
doesn't. There's no point in judging anybody
Yeah.
because if you're judging somebody, there's 50 people judging you back. Like so.
But
Came back, and they're probably going to come back again.
Yeah.
So you don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
And even all the clients that we've built before that, like if it wasn't for all them ones,
We
I know
wouldn't be
we've
anywhere
moved.
near that.
I know we've moved
Yeah.
to Queens, but we don't want them people thinking that we forgot about them
yeah,
because we haven't.
And
'Cause
we're
they've
not
literally
the
built
Queen's
us.
University shop.
yeah.
We're not
Just need to
students.
get that out there.
Yeah,
We're not a
exactly.
Queen's
That's what
University
We're not,
shop.
we're
That's
not
what I was gonna
like, 'cause we're going like, do we need to put a video out to be like,
Yeah.
we're nothing to do with Queens, we're in the building.
Building.
Yeah.
but we're paying rent on that as a business.
We're Positive Vintage Clothing, like.
You know, it might be in the vicinity. The building's open at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Message us if you need, if you need to come in at 9:30 and we're closed. Message us.
Yeah.
We'll organise it that we can do. At the end of the day,
sorry, go ahead.
No, well, we want people to go. Yeah, they've worked with us to go.
Yeah.
Give them a message. They're good guys. They'll work with you. It's
the thing for you is like people could like someone comes in here. 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, they're going to get a haircut. They're going to save us money.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes people maybe walk in the use, have a look around, and walk back out again.
Yeah.
But
that's disheartening sometimes.
But at the same time, they might not buy something right there and then.
Take a sticker on.
But then take a sticker. But then they might think, I'm actually going to go back and get that jacket. Or
we won the other day, and he walked out, and he lifted something, and he sat back down, and he literally walked out. He said, "Nah, I'm just going to buy it."
Yeah.
Literally come back.
But see, I always do the same. I say if somebody come in, they might not buy anything, but if they take a business card or a sticker, that's somebody that maybe have 50, 60, 70 people that they know.
Yeah.
So if they're taking that with them, they're going here. Well, I was in there by then.
Yeah, they've had a look around, and that's to me that's even still a win. They may not actually have purchased something that day, but thinking about
100%,
they might come back to actually buy something, or they'll tell someone that we checked out that wee store.
Yeah. 100%. And big up, by the way, everybody who at the start. Obviously, I wasn't there and lost as much.
Yeah.
He was there for 18 months, effectively on his own.
Yeah, but tell why as well. Like you obviously fair play Lewis, he took the reins on, but you actually have other commitments as well.
Yeah,
yeah, 100%.
So obviously Brody's
number one
priority. Do you know what I mean? If there's no money, I can't turn around and tell him that I've no money. Do you know what I mean? He needs clothes, he needs food, he needs to be able to do stuff as a kid. Do you know what I mean? So that was my thing. I need to keep doing this for. I used to start earlier if we had something to do in the business. I'd have been up at maybe 4:30 to start at 5 to come back for 12 to be down at the shop maybe for 1.
That's what people go and see.
We done the Belfast live, and I hadn't had anything. Been up from 4:30. wait for a day's work. Right? In the shop,
That Belfast live.
Big kind of rebel, right? Come in, and it was like that with a ring light, right? But the lights were out. And I was like, this rebel is now in my veins. and I could hear him like, yeah, this is what we want. And I'm like, hurling in your last
He's in with a Stone Island jumper and all.
I'm going, they can hear me shout in Belfast,
Oh, it's so funny.
But we things like that, I needed the money to keep going, and I always say it if that means even half of the wage down the middle and going, there's for Positive Vintage to do if it pays rent, if it gets something in, do you know what I mean? If it doesn't get you anything, then you do whatever you need to do for the business. It obviously always didn't work out like that, but that was my plan, to sort of keep it afloat, to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
Without going into debt.
Yeah.
Because you go into debt.
It's a hard thing to get out of.
The clothing game too. As you say, somebody comes in, you're going,
it's not
they're going to back. They mightn't. You might go a full day like that, and then the next day, we've had some days you're going
20 left than 20 quid.
Is this
literally
is this what we're meant to do? Because do you know, as it is in business, you do doubt it. We've went and done markets at 5 o'clock in the morning and literally paid your pitch and made nothing at all, and we're still but we're still having gigs. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, because
still
getting the word out there,
but you're doing it with your best mate too. Obviously you want
a year,
you want to wheel it, that's fine.
But that's just standards.
Yeah.
Ian called me out something earlier, and I was sitting going,
oh no.
I feel the hair in the back of my neck go up but that's good to be like that. You can't.
Yeah, and he wants a power chip slammer back. I'm going, give me it. In the van.
The other night on the phone, I was like, yes, flipping heck.
We were on the phone, and I was in the house, right? and he says something, and I like raised my voice to him.
Yeah, you
but I was just getting my point across, and he said something, and I just went, hung.
Shit.
And then he phoned me and said, I lost you. I was like, I know you did. And it felt so bad.
I walked into the house. And I don't know, you came in from your room and I just didn't, I was just smiling and laughing.
I was like, that's what you
but
need
if I
to
see
do.
anybody else, I'm going for them.
I'm knocking in tomorrow. Like, do you know what I mean?
But it tests you. It tests your relationship.
Yeah.
It builds your character. Like I would definitely say, see if you have something that you're passionate about, and you want to try something, and you know that you can make a positive impact from it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen that it doesn't work?
Mate, that's our sole
literally
goal behind the
Worst
podcast.
case
100%.
scenario, like I said, the criticize like, what is the worst going to happen?
Yeah.
That's a loss.
No one listens. No one
Yeah,
listens.
yeah,
So,
So,
like,
you've done it.
We've sat here,
You've done it.
had a bit of crack,
Aye.
and it's
I don't care if anybody wants to do it.
Like I'm sitting in Freddy and your dad sitting there, and I'm gagging with your dad going, I love this. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
quality.
But
Big Paul.
obviously, you were in the stocking always in your room,
Mhm.
etc., and you know then how does then this is your first shop coming up then of like
Storage unit, like
Yeah.
not even like a shop, just a storage unit, like.
So,
Yeah.
so
But
talk
vibey though.
talk to us
It's a
about
vibe,
that.
like-
Like, where did this even come from? Why the storage unit? Why not somewhere else? Or what? How did it all come about?
Well, at the time, do you know the trade market in Belfast?
Yes.
Well, I'd actually inquired with one of them units for us as well.
Okay.
But at the time, obviously, we were making money, but we weren't making enough money to do, and that was Belfast City Centre was really
It was
pricey.
crazy.
Yeah.
Very
And
pricey.
I was phoning your man on the phone with him, emails. I was pestering the life of him. I was like, mate, we want to lock this in and go for it. And I told us the price, and I was like, all right, okay, well maybe not lock it in.
Okay, the living room will do.
So literally, like, see, even at the start, our mum and dad were going, see if you need to turn that back room into a shop. Go for it.
Fair play to mum and dad too, to be fair, by the way.
Like even saying, I know, even that. I remember my dad picking me up. I was lying up against the Dublin Road cinema. I wasn't even open. And I remember looking at my dad. I was walking towards it, picking me up off the ground. So even business,
People don't see that other than the ones you've run about with.
giving us the
You know-
chance
you
to
know what I
turn
mean?
the living room into a shop if we couldn't get anywhere. I'm going like, flip me, like that's, they've always pushed us to do better, and now they're going like, how are you getting on, what have you done, why have you not done it? Do you know what I mean? They're holding you accountable. But even when we lost too, like, you know, that we went to source stock and we had been looking at shops, and when we were driving back up from where we were, I said, Dad, sack getting a shop, let's get a storage unit.
Where we had just been from, the
Literally.
way the guy
But
like
it's set
had
up.
it was like, this is quite,
Working.
this suits what he's doing.
Right, right.
I know he was only like wholesaling, but like the whole vintage side of things, it was like, this is, yeah.
So you can actually sell from the storage unit then?
Oh,
Yeah.
so what there was there's like mollusk carpets and all, no trench road across from the gas tires.
Yeah.
So we were in the self storage centre next to it.
Okay.
But when you put the shutter up, you walked in and you had the storage unit, and it must have been the old office front of that building. Had 3 windows, had a door and all, so you could actually see in. Like, you know the way you can see in here, it was like that.
Yeah.
So I thought, we were looking everywhere and went to see that. And the guy, Danny, who works there, like he
Big
was,
up Danny Ballard.
yeah, he flipped me, he done everything for us. Like, he brought us in and he was like, look, I want to work a deal with you. I see what you're trying to do. I see how passionate you are about it. I want to help you along the way. So he ended up giving us a really good price on what we were. So it worked out then for us. And at the time, I said, yeah, like before, I was like, you know, we need to just get a storage unit instead of a shop, because we were looking everywhere, but there was nothing jumping out at us. And I didn't want to take something and put so much money into it, and then once it was set up, going like, oh, that's not actually what we wanted, we'll waste the time. So then Mollusk came about, and I mean, it was in an awkward place, but you had people coming from Dungannon, from Newry, from Derry, London Derry, whatever. I don't want to say it one way. I just want to make sure if anybody wants to Derry, London Derry, or London Derry, whatever you want to call it. I don't get involved in any of that. But we had people come from everywhere. The storage unit. People seen us on TikTok, seen on Instagram posts, and I'm going like, and even people helping you set it up, like Big Jordan, Matthew, like Andy coming and helping, like Big Niall. So many people helped us get that up and running, and then even all the customers coming in from Mollusk, from like
When you start to see the custom coming in,
well,
lads, you
I got people
start to say,
driving by
oh, shit.
Belfast.
Yeah,
People driving by
that's class.
Belfast that come to a storage unit where we were selling vintage clothes or streetwear. It's mental. So then, like, we were obviously in the house, and I said, yeah, before we went to the source, I was like, we need to try and separate, because we were getting so much stuff in and we started to get a bit of traction. I was like, we need to try and separate this.
From the house business and the house, do you know what I mean?
Because I was waking up in my room.
So was the house business still kind of running as well as the storage unit?
The stock's still in there.
Oh,
stock's
still
still in
in
the
there.
house. Yeah, it's just moved in the living room.
It's just solely in the living room now, so there's 3 rails, and that's mad, like, because I'm so thankful just for us living in the countryside and just the way the house is laid out that we can do that.
Yeah.
Because if we couldn't, we'd have to have somewhere else.
And you see on Instagram, obviously, the way we want to put it out there as presentable and as this, but you don't see
behind the scenes.
you know, like
Very consistent, by the way, boys.
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram.
like you don't see Brody using the rail as a football net in the living room, do you know what I mean? So
Clothes flying everywhere.
like, you know, like
Sorry.
that's and I'm screaming Gerard at him, do you know what I mean?
But that's part and parcel of it. Like, flip me. Like, I remember seeing photos the other week. Our mum and dad's wall in their bedroom was just boxes of stock.
Oh,
Like,
filled the roof like
flipping
this,
heck,
like.
like, so it's went from being an idea that was in my head to everybody in the house is part of it now.
Yeah.
So and it's a dream that you run with. Like, you have to go with it, and whatever stumbling blocks come towards you, you have to figure a way to get over them. Like,
So you got the storage unit,
yeah.
and what's the early days like with the storage unit?
Do you know what? Like you're saying about like consistent on TikTok and Instagram. Like I'd have been consistent on Instagram, and you'd have been a week with nobody coming in.
I say to this day, like I don't know how I don't. I generally don't. I don't, because I was like in a van selling Chris. Big up Ricky, by the way. He's the man. He's the man.
You saying you're going back? Are you going back or what's happening here?
So, but like
No,
he looked
but-
after me. Like,
Yeah.
he made it as easy as it could because he knew that I was trying to do this as well, Lewis on the side. So, and he took a liking to the two of us. You know, but I don't know how he stood. See when the winter times on his own. Like I don't know how. Even when I called in, even the two of us, there was like, is this working?
Yeah.
Like, is it? Like, you know, I'm quite realistic. I know it's Lewis's dream, but I'm going like, words are all lying here. You know, like
if it's not making dollars, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
you
You're
know,
right.
and we always say we're not in it to make
Big dough.
quick quids. We're not
Yeah.
in it. Like the stuff we bring in, we want to sell it as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
But still good quality, so that we're shifting it. Someone's getting a good deal.
Yeah.
We're working like that with the customers. Do you know what I mean? But
100%.
sometimes customers don't see that.
Like we shipped an order out, and we shipped an order out the other day, and I put 2 free t-shirts in. He let on me. But then the guy, 100%. But here, this year, the girl message going, oh my goodness.
2 free t-shirts. I was the brilliant.
Let's give her one. But then she messaged going, I've been trying to get a Harley Davidson t-shirt everywhere.
And that was the t-shirt you gave him?
Yeah.
By the way, no, not everybody's getting free.
that was just one thing where I went, if I hadn't done that,
I'm on the phone going, what?
And do you know what? If Jordan sees this, Jordan knows exactly what, as a fella that's been helping us for months. He'll know exactly what it is, because Jordan's like, you just fire out discount everywhere. And I'm going like,
I'm the head pulling the remainder of my hair.
but I looked at that message and went, she could have been struggling.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And
You
that
don't know.
has literally lifted her.
I think
But
that's why you are actually such a good combo as well, because you're actually like obviously so passionate about the brand, and you would have stood in there for a week, maybe nobody come in.
Yeah,
But you were passionate about Instagram, blah, 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 and you're more obviously sort of
He's
realistic.
a rash bummer.
Straight to the point.
So what's happening here? Like if it's
Yeah.
not, if it's not making, it's not
Yeah.
maybe not making
But
sense.
you know what it's like within here.
Of course.
You need.
And even you said that earlier on, like literally keeping the lights on, even if nobody's coming in. I always try. I love being creative. We were doing a reel at the shop the other night, and I'm going, no. When we ordered the Stussy stuff, in my head straight away, I seen the reel that we were going to. I was like, I know exactly how this is going to go. And we were in the shop the other night, and then we every shot there was one shot.
Saturday as well, by the way.
There was one shot we were trying to get, and it took about 7 attempts to try and get the shot. Where I'm going, no, we can get this. Where he's going,
Hurry up!
He's
and
going
take the video.
he's going, take a video, and I'm going, no, we get it like this here. Just don't want to try and get it. And then we got it, and it just flowed.
I'm also holding scissors going, I'm holding scissors.
But I can sort of, if I like, literally having that wee creative bug going, like, I can sort of see it. I knew as soon as we ordered, I says, here, I have a reel for this. Knew straight away when it was coming in, where I sometimes I don't see things from Elliot's point of view, because I'm so creative. I'm like, oh, that's like, for me, see, especially, obviously, like, I only played amateur league football, but not playing football, having that wee release of making something, I'm going, that's giving me a buzz like scoring a goal. Literally, I'm not even joking, because I'm so passionate about it. I love seeing the clothes. I love when we're getting new stuff, and I love like pulling the fabrics to see how it
and he's going to me like single stitch t-shirts. I'm going, what's that? Do you know? But like the likes of Stone Island football shirts, I'm then going, what about that? What about, you know? That's why we work.
100%.
Because we work well. Things like that.
Like you found out the other day, we had a pair of Carhartt trousers from 1994 in the shop. Yeah. That we found out that they're dated, so you can go back. That's older than me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so
and that's good for us.
I remember you told me
it's massive.
Somebody else going, and that's why I think you always have to be open to learn.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting in our shop going, I know everything. Because I do not. I'm going in our shop. I know. We're on camera. Say we're on camera. Because then I'm looking at him the other night going, yeah, alright, Mr. Know-it-all.
Listen, the boxing gloves are in the shed around you.
I'm sure you're still learning. Every day.
Always. In the barber, if you think you know everything in the barber, and that's a day you're beat.
I'm trying to learn. Barber and business.
I know.
But you're in. What is it, in the trenches and stuff? Yeah, on the ground, learning it.
100%. But that's, I mean, I'm going, like, there's people that come in, them trousers, that fella was able to tell me that, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's unbelievable. I'm not embarrassed to say, I probably didn't know that. Yeah. But there's certain ways with Carhartt trousers and that you can tell. Yeah. But I didn't know that was like dated, and it was like a different way of tagging and stuff, and I was going, that's class, because I never knew that. Now I know that. It's a nice string to the
now I'm going to hear him. Dated 1985, how do you know that?
The next pair of trousers, I'm going to go whipping them out going, here, come here. But it's good that you always have to be open to, and sometimes, and I'm guilty, I can be so headstrong sometimes, because I'm like, well, am I the boss, or because we were on the phone the other day going, are you alright if I take the reins here, fella? And then he's going, well, are you alright if I take the reins? But yes, it's my dream, and it was in my head, and it started. But I don't want Elliot to feel like I'm over him in any way, because we have both sacrificed and put the same amount into it. Yeah. Even like times at the start, dipping into your own pocket to bring stuff in, even having stock coming in and going, we need to return all that 'cause it's not right. Yeah. That's a standard. Even with our, we have that with the stock in the shop too. Like the stock, our mum had the shout out, Linda washes everything, launders everything. If with puffer jackets, the tennis balls go into the tumble dryer to bring the puff back. Like, so there's all that. That's why like we're positive vintage, but it's like we're like clean cut sort of vintage.
Even the
Monday with the stock coming in. Like
the Monday when we got that restock,
we're still washing.
Mum was still up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Still washing on the Monday before it came into the shop. Like, people don't see. Obviously, people don't need to see that because it's what we want to do and what we want to push. That you can't say people don't see that all the time, because for it to be there, that's what you have to do. Yeah. You notice they get
to
the championship, the Irish League. You have to do these things to get there. It doesn't just happen.
Dirty work, that's it.
Like my mum's in today, like cleaning the
shops.
Your
dad's
in.
Anytime I have been in, he's always been in.
You can't do everything on your own.
You can't, and he's slagging the life out of me and saying I'm not having it.
I'm glad you got that on camera. Do you know what's your big
ball? What's that?
Okay, that's the only clip that needs to be uploaded from the podcast. Slagging your dad. But no, there's a grind to it, and like as I said, this is what I want to do. Unless God calls me to do something or else to do something else, this is what I see myself doing for the foreseeable. And
so obviously, storage unit, from going to having basically no people in during the week, or at the weekend, whatever, for maybe a couple of weeks.
I know.
till obviously when did you then start to think, right, we're actually building a wee bit of traction here, where do we now go from this? Because I remember going to view a unit with you.
Literally in Glengormley, and that's still sitting there.
Yeah, it's seen that actually.
So I'm going, if we had took that, that's what I mean, if we had took that, pumped all the money into it,
who knows?
and then you drive by and it's dead.
Yeah.
But the way with
but who knows, you might have made a success of that.
You could have.
Yeah.
But I knew in my head and heart, I didn't see it there.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was your decision not to go to Glengormley then as well?
Well, I sort of
100% because me and Jordan were going, yeah.
Yeah, well, straight away.
And look where we are now.
Making good habits.
And then look where we are now. But then we went to the uni.
Yeah,
I was like,
sorry, just talk.
I know because everyone's going again.
Yeah, everyone started talking.
Yeah.
So obviously, just bring us to the point where obviously you're sort of thinking about, right, this is actually building up a bit. You're starting to get customers obviously coming to the storage unit, as you say, from your Ethan Cannon, these places. Where are you sort of? When was that? When we started to think about that?
Honestly, Flip, for about 6 months in the shop, I was like, holy smokes, that's in the morning. Literally. But people were coming in, but I was still going, it's not enough. But then we were able to pay our rent, we were able to bring stock in, we were able to take a couple of, if I needed to take a couple of quid or if I needed like some, we were able to take ourselves some, but it
that's
wasn't.
Mum and Dad comes in too as well because they have helped.
Was this about a year in?
Both sides.
Probably about
pressure off that bit.
I would say about 6-7 months in, I was like, flip me, I still don't know if this, but I always thought, I was like, I've always had something inside me not to give up, especially if it's something I'm passionate about. I'm like, I don't want to give up. There's definitely something here. There's times, Mum and Dad, you need to get a job, and I'm going, no, but I know this is going to work. I just knew it was going to work, and then I thought to myself, right, well, let's keep plugging away and seeing what happens. And then we started doing Urban Outfitters. Then we started doing pop-ups in the unit.
Pop-ups were very, very good for us. They were very, very good.
To places where people have never seen you. What I sort of
bringing the business to customers, if that makes sense, you know.
So it wasn't really then the storage unit more so that actually then sort of pushed it. Was it more the pop-up shops?
Definitely, yeah. The storage unit was, I think, where it was sort of maybe affected because we were in the self-storage unit centre, but our shop was in there. So like when people were coming in, you were driving and you seen the same, but you were like, flip.
That's why I was even asking you, can you buy from the storage unit as well?
You can come and shop from it,
think, you know, sort of, that's where they're storing stuff.
What we had was like, I'm saying it was a storage unit, but we had like the old office front and turned it into a shop, and all it was class. And at the time it was staring us in the face to take it. But I think, like 6-7 months in, I'm still going, flipping egg, what are we doing? But then I thought, if we've got something good here, it's not going to take off straight away. You're going to have to build a foundation with it. It's
going to show how much. I always say that. How much do you want?
That's what I was about to say.
How much do you want? Because I know maybe it's wrong for me, but I'm going. I need to see how much he wanted before I jump. Because if I jump and then he goes, nah,
these are both big.
We're both, you know, and then obviously your man Danny, he sort of came and then he said about the September they were moving.
So that's literally why we left Mollusk.
They were moving round to the front, and to be fair with him, we met him. And he was gonna be like,
we'll do this for you,
we will do whatever you want, basically. Because we got on the Belfast Live, you know, and it was through the storage unit. So it was getting him traction too.
But is he telling you now it's actually time to leave the storage unit?
Well, they were sort of saying, look, we're not. They weren't telling us you need to go. They were like, look, we're moving everybody. So
across the way.
They were Charles Hurstas, know that Patrick Road. So their main buildings there, their main reception, all that. That's their main spot. That was just an extra storage place where people were. So they sort of were saying here, look, we need you out by, was it the end of September?
End of September.
And we ended up, was it the end of August we left, was it? Or was it the start of August? It was 31st of August or something, was it? We left?
No.
It couldn't have been because it must have been the 1st of August.
Must have been the 1st of August, yeah.
So we were like, nah, we need to be out. As soon as I found out, I was like, yeah, we're away. We need to be away somewhere.
And then we went in and
that is really actually what you wanted to.
Yeah.
It
was like a shove to sort of go, It
just sort of happened, and then you're sort of going like, we posted it. Well, here, that's it. You really don't know. Like, the way I look at it is that everything we've done with the business and everywhere we've went with the business, it's definitely tested me. And I'm not going to say it's not. It's definitely tested me to go like flip. Like I said, much do you actually really want this? like, cause see if you're, yes, like I want to make money, and every business wants to make money, and you need to make money to turn over, but I'm also going like, how can we use this to impact people in a positive way? Because I know in my life, like today, people have been bad to me. I've been bad to people.
Yeah.
I've done things that I shouldn't have done.
So
People have done things I shouldn't have
everybody
done.
has, you know, in a way, like it's.
How can we bring all of that together to do something good?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So, but like with Mollusk, like flipping heck, like it was a struggle. Like
how long were you there for?
18 months.
18 months.
That's
and
crazy. Like
the pop-ups then obviously really
Urban Outfitters.
obviously kind of boosted your your income.
Yeah.
Urban Outfitters massively. Like that was
Even Wacko Jacko's events
yeah.
too. Like,
Jack Haynes events as well. He helped us massively
again,
too.
just going and putting yourselves in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Rather
You
than just
have
maybe
to sit
sitting
yourself.
in the
Yeah.
storage unit
Yeah.
and just going, hopefully someone comes into
Yeah.
it, you know.
But
And made it happen, really.
oh my goodness! See at the end of 2021, like at the start of 2021, sorry, for the end of 21, I said, yeah, I'd love us to be in Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
That's where I want us to be.
Yeah, that would be epic.
And then I would go, I want to, if this happens in Urban Outfitters, a couple of years down the line, can we do this with Urban Outfitters? And then at the end of the end of the year, I emailed, phoned, no answer, ended up going in and speaking to, I think it was
you were
Fra.
just near enough being annoying, like,
It's
until
been
they give you an
annoying.
answer.
Then
do
I
you
went
know
in
what
and spoke to them, was like, here, look, we're a vintage streetwear business. Do you take pop-ups? And then it just happened from there, and we get an email. Flip me, you'd have thought we'd won the World Cup or something. I was buzzing because I was going at the start of the year, this is where we wanted to be. We're now here, and then going into 2022, we've done about 7 or 8 pop-ups.
Class.
And now there's a residency thing that they've offered us to give you the PD weekend every month for like 6 months. So you want to work with them at that, and you don't know where that could take you. That could take you anywhere. So Mollusk, all the hard
Stepping
work.
stones.
Like we were standing down at Carrick at a car boot sale, and they lost the gazebo into the sea.
I remember seeing that.
No way.
They're phoning me. They're phoning. No, but
Yeah.
they're phoning me. I've just got a new car, right? And he's going, you need to bring the breeze blocks down. And I'm going, they're not going back home.
He's kind of the
Right,
big car.
but he's then going,
Start that with me.
guess who's going to blow into the sea? I'm going, it's ways up. Like, it's not that bad. I'm pulling in going, okay, it's that bad. Sorry.
I'm like this at one side of the gazebo. My ma's over the other side. The hood's all up like this here. So he's holding the gazebo down.
The clothes are going around everywhere.
And I'm going, Tommy Hilfiger, Rob Rancourt. Oh my god, it's like, honestly, flip me. But it's all part and parcel of it.
I love that, like, because I say to him as well, like, you know, like, see if someone's not busy enough or not doing enough or whatever, like, well, what are you actually doing about it?
Yeah.
Do you know, like, as I say,
Yeah.
you could have just literally sat in the storage unit and just
Yeah.
went, oh, we're not busy. Oh, what, like, you know,
Yeah.
just complain.
Yeah.
But now you like, you're down in Carrick, wind and rain, smashing down.
Listen, we're there 5 minutes, relax.
Yeah, putting ourselves out there. Fair play.
Literally, we were going to a car place at Chimney Corner. There was me in another car. That was
Yeah.
it.
No way.
Somebody going to football ground, huh?
Unreal, boys.
Yeah.
Literally me in another car. I left the car by sale one morning, right? I was down playing for Nortel. I need you to come down and play for the second. I was like, right, I'll come. Donegal.
Yeah.
Drove the whole way from Adam to Donegal.
So me and my dad's down, the way it is.
And I'm going,
Sorry.
I don't know, should I leave? We're making a decent bit of money. I get down there, I'm on the bench because I haven't been playing. Then I get brought on, and
Me and my dad's the only 2 fans, by the way, and the lice and rain.
and I'm coming on, I'm tired. I don't know, come on.
Yeah,
Couple of steppers, flip flops, all that kind of. And then, anyway, just ripping up the show what I could do. But anyway, that's that. And then a fight breaks out. Like it's like a Royal Rumble, and I've got the Donegal D manager. Like, and then they're
My
striking.
dad's
Oh my
going,
God.
go and save Lewis, sorry, and I'm like, I stand those things.
I'm going. That's a good thing I'm strong. I had them 2 boys like that. There's boys getting haymakers. I'm going.
I should have stayed at the car, mate.
I'm actually paying a $5 to play here. I'm paying money. I'm tired. I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm Donegal D, about an hour and a bit away, and I'm going. I don't want to mention any names who were playing at the time, but I'm
You're on
going.
each other in the car going, but you wanted to play, you wanted to do
I'm
it.
walking off going. I'm never playing football.
I was like, I do there, my friend.
Remember that? And I'm on the pitch looking for him. I'm worried. But I thought, like, people don't even see that there. Like, you're going out of your way and you're going flipping heck. Like, but that's like, even back to like the business, if you're all in the business, that has to be priority. Other than your family, that is the main, and obviously us being Christians too, like God at the end of the day is number one. In the morning when I get up, spend time, and then that sets you for the day. And I notice if I don't get up and do that, see the whole day, it's all over the place.
Yeah, right.
So I'm giving him recognition in the morning, and then it's your family, and then your last protocol, like that has to be.
And I'm guilty of that. You obviously know me before, like I'm only just saved May this year, so like I'm still trying to. I'm not drinking, I'm trying not to do stuff that I was doing in the past. Not that I was doing it all the time, but you know when we were drinking, it was.
Who's a bad drinker? That's where I was, and that was.
You know, like.
But it's so easy to get caught. It's so even like I've been a Christian since 2019, and I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect. I'll make mistakes, and I have made mistakes. So there's no point of beating around the bush.
There's a wee word for the day. I think I was telling you about it the other week, and it's
class.
It's a tiny wee passage, right? See if I miss it. Like I missed it yesterday morning, and I double read yesterday and this morning, and I was like, that's so for me. You know, I know we're not talking about business here, but that's like every time I read it, I'm going like, how does that know that you know this already printed out, sent out round stores, knows on that day that I need to read that. If that makes it's mad. Like this is what sort of opened my eyes to go. It's been tested to a business. I'm going like, I'll become a Christian to be better, to be doing this, and it's like. Where's it going? You know, like now playing football and that, and going, what was the point in this? And what was, and then I read that I'm going,
That's what it is.
This is like me, even Brody going to the youth club, and like I've never ever said anything about church or anything, and he's like raising his hand, wanting to be like prayed over, and I'm going like, this is like nuts.
But it is on that, you know. See, like that about, like we're called Positive Vintage, and if we hadn't went through all that stuff together and individually in life, there would be no meaning behind our business. There would literally be no meaning behind it, and it probably wouldn't even be called Positive Vintage. It probably wouldn't even exist. So all of that has led us to where we are now with the business, and to make an impact with it, as well as make money and get a wage and do this, and that all comes in time. But then sometimes you need to tweak wee things in the business for that to come. And
we found that the last couple of weeks. Like we sort of tweaked. We tweaked for a week, and it was really, really good, and everything was like, and then it was like, oh, we don't need to do it. You know,
we need to keep on top of it.
And then it's like, there's 2 weeks we're chasing again. Because we're not what we were doing. You know,
so quick to fall off, man.
Consistency. You're consistent for a week, and then it's like, oh, it's easy. And it's like, no, it's not. You know, and it's a humble pie. It's like you need to sit down and go, this is how it is. Like
big time.
You talk about the wee passages there as well, and you told me about a wee idea that you might be maybe doing in terms of
grip sockies.
They're
on route.
What's this here?
Hopefully they'll be here.
So tell the folks.
I'll let you go, my son. Get you in the camera there, you know.
No.
Elliot has been the man that has pushed this for the grip socks. Obviously, he's well known with football, like, massively.
He's been around a lot of clubs.
Yeah, he's been around.
Tracksuits.
Here. They're learning here. They're learning to be friends. They're learning to be friends. They're learning to be friends.
I have a word.
I don't want to give it that yet.
You must be going against the charm for that. Like. So yeah, we've got grip socks coming. They have a couple of Bible verses on them. They've got Positive Vintage on it. We cross and stuff on the back. But the Bible verses are like, they're on the foot, so they're like subtle but head out of the way.
They're there if you want to see them. But they're there if you don't want to see them, because
I think it's class. I'll personally be,
and we're not forcing us to be Christians on it. That's
it.
just that's definitely a seed that God's planted in Elliot for that, because that you don't know where that could open. And Elliot is the main man for. I'm not just putting him on the spot here, but he's the guy that started the grip socks and starting that too.
Is like, there's a meaning of like Philippians 4:13. I have it on me. What is that like? I got that one. Be strong, courageous.
Be strong, courageous.
So you're playing football. you need to have courage to get on the ball. You need to be strong. You know, you want to win. So the Bible verse, there's a meaning in it.
Subtle messages.
Yes, that you know, if I put these on, I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna be full of courage. I want to win. But at the same time, you don't need to see that if you don't want to see it.
Don't know if you've seen the McGregor documentary on Netflix, the latest one, when he done that thing in New York. He threw the dolly through the window with your man Khabib. He got community service for that.
Yes.
And in the community
and
service, they had to go to church.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And he's brushing up, and he comes across like these quotes, and these quotes are just exactly
what he needed.
What he's going through. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't remember exactly word for word.
This is like the word for the day. I'm not joking. Like.
It brought him back to earth so quickly as well. Do you know,
there's actually, he gets interviewed as at TMC, you know, the street interviewers, and they interviewed him, and they was like, he says something about Jesus being sure he's not alive anyway, or he's dead or something, and then he gets smoked back a wee after with all that commotion. So then that's maybe like a wee thing that he's like you're saying. He's went in there, and I remember watching. He's going like, there's just there's some feeling about this place, like, and I don't want to get all holy and stuff like that too, but like, God's so real, people don't believe. He is so real,
look at what's
he is in front of you. He's literally right in front of you, and he is so real that he is literally that real that people don't believe, or they don't want to believe because they're scared to let go of their pride or their ego and stuff. So
that was me. I didn't want to give up out in the pints, you know, out of football. Not that I done it all the time, but
basically you don't want to put yourself under that interrogation, mate.
Yes.
To see who you really are.
You don't,
because you're bringing out all your bads.
I feel it, and I actually said to my mum the other day, and my mum's quite straight to the point that sometimes I don't like because she tells you know, and she was like, it's because you're being accountable for what you're doing.
Yeah, certainly.
And I was like,
more conscious.
wow, like you are, you know, whereas before I won't get a pen if I want. I won't get a pen. No one's telling me. Do you know? Because I'm not saying I'm a Christian. You know, I'm just doing what I want to do and what. Whereas you put that on you, you're going like, I can't do that now. You know, because I'm changed though.
And I struggle with that too. And sometimes there's things I even still struggle with now. They go like, you have to fully let go of that.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes to
human nature
let
too.
go. When you've grown, yes, we grew up around church and all that stuff, but when you've grown up and then you've went off and done your own thing for so long, and you've got the taste for all that stuff, and then you just stop doing it, like that's massive to be like, flip me, this is a test.
Shock the system.
Because there's a few times I've caved in as a Christian, and you have to learn from it. And
Like
you're allowed to, you will be allowed for them times to happen, because then you go, right, okay, I really need to wise up, and then
you do
when you do that with stuff outside of business, then you can go, right, okay, well, I need to do that with the business as well. Things will happen where you'll be tested, or things will happen, and you go, okay, right, that's giving me a kick up the backside. Because we've had a kick up the backside recently, and we're not afraid to say it. Like, it's just, it's nice.
Open and honest to say.
Because then that kick in the backside is what's going to take you to the next level.
Holding it accountable, as you say.
100%, big time. Honestly.
You've sort of obviously outgrown sort of the storage unit, still doing the pop-ups, etc. And now you've moved to where?
Queen's Students Union.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
You're near enough, like.
So where exactly is it? It's actually in the uni.
So
you go in the uni to get to it, or
So do you know? See, obviously Queen's University is like at the bottom of Stranmillis.
Yep.
So the old Students Union building was across from it. It got knocked down, and they've rebuilt this big new state-of-the-art building. So we're actually in the building. We're in the building itself. Now the building before was only a students only building, but now where we are, the whole building's open to the public. So so anybody can, like, literally anybody can come in. So that's what we're sort of maybe finding, that maybe people who have followed us or have been customers maybe think they can't come in because it's on a student property.
Yeah.
But we actually are open to the public. Like, anybody can come in. There's a spa in it. There's the Mandela Hall, the upstairs, where you can go and get food and stuff as well. So it's a whole big state-of-the-art building. Yes, that's where the students go, but it's a hub for anybody to come into.
And the parking sort of
the
thing.
Parking's a wee bit funny, like.
So the Friday night then is a late night.
Yeah.
It's Friday night outside. There's plenty of car parking spaces that you don't pay for.
Yeah.
So we've sort of sat with that for a couple of weeks and went, okay, we need the customers. Customers are customers. We need customers. So if that suits the Friday night, or we need to change it to the Thursday.
Trial and error, basically.
Yes, give us a feedback. Do you know?
And this is testing us how much we want it.
Yeah.
Because we went from well, I went from being comfortable in the last. I'll not lie. I was comfortable there. I was like, right, okay, we can maybe make this work. It started to pick up, and I was comfortable there, going, yeah, I'm happy enough. Let's turn this into some class. And then the uni has come up, and it's like, you near enough feel like you're starting from ground zero again. But it's completely new. But if we can, we're still trial and error and stuff in there, and we're learning.
Even times, as you say, like we're going 1 week. Do we need to open it like shorter during the day?
And there's
open at night. You know.
Where's the footfall?
Oh, 100%. See in the uni, there's literally there is so much going on. Because we see when you're in the uni, there's Queen's University, but then there's the Students' Union. So there's people, I don't know if I want to say this, not that there's a divide in the uni, but there's people that wear Students' Union tags and there's people that wear Queen's tags.
Oh, okay.
So there's like the Queen on the Queen's website there'll be stuff done, but then the Students' Union stuff will be completely different.
So there's always something on.
So
you know that we're trying to get our head around
that too. But I mean, it's like where we are now. The space is great. Everything it looks great, but it's definitely a testing period to go. Right, how much do you boys actually want this? Because there's been times where we are having. Have we made the right move coming to where we are? Yeah. Like we're in Belfast. What's not? Do you know what I mean? But it's like you have to keep building at it. You can't go right. We're here and take the foot off the gas.
Again,
like I said,
isn't it? Like
100 mile an hour doesn't mean going pedal to the metal for 2 months.
Yeah.
100 mile an hour over 2 years, 3 years.
And I think we were sort of, because we were both in it. Their freshers week was busy. You know, right. 2-3 weeks after that was still busy. It started to slow down, and then because we were in it from like it being so, it's sort of we were like,
we get the keys. And
it's like now leveled out, and it's like, what do we do now?
You
know, because it's been 100 mile an hour.
We get the keys on the 24th of August, and had to be in for the training for the 1st of September. So we had 5 days realistically
to get everything sorted.
1st of September was a Friday. We were opening it.
And that was Freshers Week, wasn't that? No.
Yeah.
So it
just
was
the week before, I think, wasn't it?
So it was like coming up the freshers. So the guy, the fella that we dealt with, he was like, "Well, I'm away. I'm not back to the 24th." And I was like, "So you want us in the first training from the 1st?" And I looked at the shop and I went, "How are we doing that? How are we going to turn that around?"
We were sitting 4-1 Sunday night before opening the Monday.
That was the first. Was a Friday.
A Friday, Thursday night then.
So we were sitting at 1:15 Friday morning, in the uni, eating a pizza, looking at the shop, going,
"What we're doing there?"
what the flip is actually about.
And it still wasn't finished.
I have to shout out Ryan Feeney as well. By Feeney Art, I think he is on his Instagram page. He done the mural on the wall for us.
Oh, class.
And we were.
I wasn't that bothered.
We were because there was so much to get done. There was so much going on, but I mean, he got it done, and the wall's class. So we'll have to give him a shout out for that because we were tough on him to get it done, but it was all systems go, and like we were going down and working, and then I'm going like I feel like we're getting nowhere. Yeah. And then when we opened the shop, I was like, shop looks good. Do you know what I mean? So it's mental. It's like the way I look at it. See, when you're driving the car, if you're driving slow and somebody's hammering by you, and then the next thing you're going to get to the destination at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So there's no point of stressing about stuff, even though you do stress at the time. But I was going to myself, we stressed that whole week. My anxiety. Even driving the car, my anxiety was through the roof, and I'm going, I'm so nervous to get here to get it done, and then I'm getting to the shop, and then I'm feeling sick with anxiety because I'm going for me.
There's like too much going on.
We've told people the 1st is the opening. They need us in for the 1st. There was no like the guy was like, you need to be in training for the 1st. It's as simple as that. That's when the uni reopens. And I was like, and then I go because I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, oh, if the shop's not finished, I'm not opening the shop.
And I'm
so your ego takes a hit as well.
It's fine. I'll be able to just get it.
So I'm so thankful that it's like that because I'm so rash with things, but sometimes because I'm so passionate about what we're doing, but then being rash all the time is not a good thing. Like, but even getting the union all set up, and then it was 100 minutes. It was literally, it's been all go. I'm going to myself like, I don't mean in a bad way, but I can't wait to be off for Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they've got Urban Outfitters and stuff this weekend coming, by the way, just letting people know, 16th and 17th, we're back in Urban Outfitters, so we're back in, so if you need any late minute presents before Christmas, come and see us. There'll be fresh Stussy stuff, fresh vintage.
Yeah, what is it? What's actually in the shop?
In our shop at the minute.
Like
so we've got Stussy, Carhartt, there's Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, there's graphic tees, Dickies trousers, Carhartt trousers, There's a small selection of football tops left, college sweatshirts, NFL stuff. So we've a wide variety of everything. Nike jewellery, Nike chains, literally everything.
Actually, I like the jackets that you sell at home. So
They were a wee tester that we got just for ourselves to see if anybody. So now we can get these in. We've got a fresh batch of Stussy there. There's graphic tees. There's 4 hoodies.
Okay, well I'll take one.
Yeah, they'll be. So the hoodies are like this here, but it's there's no zippers, but let's get the Stussy in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. So we'll have a variety of stuff. We've also a Depop store as well, Positive Vintage Clothing. If you are looking at anything online, you can't get to the shop.
What kind of like price range is it as well? Like, is there like stuff that's like, or is it all like really expensive, or is it really cheap?
No, we've. It kills me because I'm like numbers. So, you know what you get it in at. Like,
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is like for just anyone wanting to shop in there, like,
Yeah.
is there something
from a tenner to, I mean, the Stussy fleeces are 200 quid.
Yeah,
Do you know, like, but that's online. They're 230.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to work
With people.
again to not make that much,
Yeah.
but have good stuff in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's costing us to bring that in. So it's like, does it work bringing it in?
Yeah.
You know, yes, it does. It has in the past with Urban Outfitters and that, and even there we had 4 or 5, maybe 6 in, wasn't it? That eventually went, but we were sort of looking going, 200 quid's a lot of money. You know, especially in a student surrounding. You know, it's.
But you have a varied range though, like
Yes,
so stuff from like
stuff.
10, 15 quid. Your college sweatshirts there between 30, 35.
Yeah.
Your Carhartt trousers, you're talking between 30 and 40 quid. Just depending, because the quality on that stuff, like I'm wearing Dickies trousers now, like Carhartt Dickies trousers, you've been wearing them for about 15 years.
Yeah.
The jackets last year, oh my goodness.
That's why they are expensive. Do you know what I mean? That maybe some people don't understand that. That's that's 200 quid, but it maybe lasts you 10 years. You literally, like, even if you beat it up, you rip them, they last. You know, and if we can give them at a price, like Carhartt trousers last week in the 50% were £20.
Yeah.
You go anywhere else, they're maybe 40, 45. You know, so it's finding the happy medium. That you know.
Yeah. And sometimes you find with the students, I don't want to diss any students, like, but they want stuff for them, and that's understandable because they're students.
Yeah.
Budget, mate.
Yeah. You're a student, so, and that's sometimes maybe what like dents my pride, because I'm going for, we've priced this stuff at a reasonable price so that we know that it should be affordable, but people are still trying to not take the mic. I don't want to sound bad saying that, but like, we still have a business to run, rent.
Everybody wants money off
stuff,
something.
And it is like.
So yeah.
Because I'm going. He's back in the room. He's back in the room. But that's like, I know, like I sometimes sort of go, maybe try and get a wing that, and then if somebody does that to us, I go, what the flip are you doing that for?
I know. Whereas I want. See, you say people do want. Like, give me a £5. Do you know what I mean? It is.
See, seeing that, see the likes of Mollusk, the pop-ups, the Urban Outfitters, like when we're doing stuff in the art shop down at Ulster University, and all the other pop-ups, you didn't really need to worry about that. You're pricing the stuff what it should be priced, and it might not be in a good location, but people are coming and buying. So now you moved to a really good location, and then it's if
people want cheaper.
So
but
you're never going
again.
You're never going to get
still
anything.
working out.
Nothing's ever going to be perfect. Wherever you're going, like, great location, but we've had to adjust with the prices and stuff. Where Mollusk wasn't the best location to some people, but the people were coming in and buying stuff that was there. So it's like swings and roundabouts. But you just have to go with it, and then that'll, all the chaos of the prices, it'll balance itself out, and then it'll just be not smooth sailing, but you'll be on a good run and stuff. Like, so. But it's just like anything, and see the thing is too. See, if I wasn't passionate about it, I'd have jacked it in. I would have. Honestly, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
See the amount of times that there was a period in Mollusk where I didn't open the shop for 2 weeks because I was fried. And someone came in and said, I knew there was something wrong with you. And I was like, well, I feel alright. And it wasn't like I was saying until we got the unit. I was like, no, this is such an amazing opportunity for us. I need to make sure in here and in here that I'm okay. And I know that, like being a Christian, that God's got me, like, and he allows you to be tested with things at times too, but I just felt I needed to go and speak to somebody, and the counsellor I went and spoke to was a Christian. I didn't even know until I spoke to him. He's like, oh, I'm a Christian too. I was like, for me, this is obviously this was meant to be. So But no, it's definitely, and who knows what's in front of us. We have a plan in place in our heads, but at the time, the plan that we had is sort of going the other direction, but it's still successful. So it's you just have to roll with it, but it's where we are now, an amazing opportunity for us to do something awesome. Like,
did you ever stop and smell the roses just for a couple of minutes, lads? Like,
I'm wild for not doing that. Like,
yeah, see, it's always go. Like,
I am exactly the same.
I say that numerous of times. Like, maybe it's different from like, I look back and go, 11 years ago I was that.
Yeah.
I was there. How am I going to do this? And then if I like break it into bits of oh my goodness, like we get through that, we get through that, we get through that, we get through. Do you know? And that's over 11 years. Where I'm saying Lewis, like, and that's me being a dad too. Like, but I'm saying you need to sit down and go. You wanted to be an Urban Outfitters. You wasn't me. He done that. You know what I mean? That pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, exactly, man.
But don't take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that contentment sort of set into.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But
you've done class, boys. Like,
boys,
like,
see,
that's
just
mad.
listening to you, boys, it is.
That's mad.
You've done, like, I literally just looking at your social media earlier, like, and like, I was like 5K. It's like, that's
I
cool.
know.
I just feel
know.
so bad. It's mad, and we celebrate in front of each other, but like, see when you hear that, it's hard not to like. I'm trying not to really smile about it.
We done a giveaway 300 followers.
Yeah.
Launched a website, 300 followers.
Like,
Our website.
What is, so just for the purpose of the podcast, what is the Instagram? And
how do we actually find it?
Okay, so on our Instagram.
Alright, that's what I'm talking.
Okay.
Sorry,
Drum roll. So on our Instagram, we have a Linktree page.
Okay.
So our link is in our bio on our Instagram. So if you click on that, it gives you our Be Real, gives you Facebook, Depop, TikTok, Instagram if you need to check us out. So everything's just Positive Vintage Clothing. It's as simple as that. And the contact number is my number, but I'm not going to give that out. If you need it, you can go and search for it on Google. But then email address positivevintage@gmail if you ever need anything. I mean, our DM box is always open.
Class.
Always open. I mean, like we're a streetwear vintage store, but we're not a normal retail shop. Like, if you're coming in, we'll maybe step out of the shop, or we'll say, well, what's happening? If you need us, just give us a shout. We want people to come in and be as comfortable as possible, looking through our stuff, shopping with what we have, and then if they need anything, they can ask us. We don't want to be forcing it on them to be like, you need to buy something. Because people
say that comes in.
Yeah.
I go into the shop on Sundays like I don't want to buy.
Yeah,
of course.
It's like you're making my mind up for me here. Do you know?
People are coming in going, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see anything. I'm going, it's alright.
Don't apologise.
You've been in 20 times before that, so don't be apologising. Sometimes people are going to come in and like what we have. Sometimes people are going to come in, they'll catch the vibe, or they won't.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
It's
you can't please everybody, but what we have done and the customer base that we have and the people that have come in and helped build us, we do need to shout them out because we couldn't. Yes, we've done a lot of hard work ourselves, but there's been so many times where people have helped us. They've sat up late at night doing content with us.
They don't need to do this.
They've drove us places. They've came into the shop and helped us set the shop up. They've hoovered the shop. They've dusted a window. Like that.
They took sales. They took sales.
Car sales and everything for us at pop-ups, at events. There's people helped us with content. I don't want to name people because you have to name everybody, but it's just over everything. I am certainly grateful for it.
Also,
I'm grateful for Elliot sitting next to me because if it wasn't for him, I'd have done myself.
Yeah. People who ever has helped you along the way, lads, can clearly see your passion for it as well.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, and I think that's probably why they've jumped on and helped you as well.
And with the 5K, we sort of put out the order about a big giveaway, but we haven't got around.
We've had a long time to do it. We've literally just been so busy, but we have hit 5K. There will be a giveaway coming for it. It's just when we get a bit of time to sit down and do it.
The website's on its way back as well to be sort of.
Like that's another thing as well. We launched the website when we had like
300 followers, 200 followers.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
We had 50 orders on the website. 50 orders.
And a year and a half.
That was it. And we put so much time and effort into that. And that's not a failure because that gives us a tester of what can we do when we're bringing it back.
Yeah.
There will be perks on the website when it comes back. We don't want to say anything just yet until it's ready to launch, but it's just going to be positivevintageclothing.com again. And it's just a complete refresh of the website and added things for people on it too. So that's to say, like in life we've had the struggle with things. People will have the struggle with things.
Still do.
And still do now. But if we can do something with our business that people can go, like, I don't want to be remembered for making loads of sales. I want to be remembered for making an impact. Like, somebody coming in and going, flipping right. Same with you at Barber. You want people to go, that shop's fast, and this shop is good. And I do not look at this and like be really happy. Take your time. Yeah. Oh wow! Like you said, it's like Jordan sitting down and actually taking
appreciating.
I think one day like we'll definitely probably sit down and just have Jordan on the podcast to see how it's sort of.
You'll sit there and we, the three of us,
with the late rain on the face.
But you have to, and that's one thing I'm guilty of not doing. Like, and Elliot has to check me on that sometimes. I appreciate what you've done.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you've got.
Yeah, as well.
These small wins.
Yeah. If we don't appreciate what you've got, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah,
you're not going to be happy.
And who knows what will happen with us in Queens and what will happen there. We're just enjoying the process at the minute. Like,
you've done amazing. But what is there a sort of big goal that you want to hit?
Well, I would like on our page, like, I'd love to see like, obviously has a good milestone with following, but obviously like you want to see the community that you're building growing. There is certain things that we want to do, like, you know, you should be in all the unis across the country.
Yeah, that is the biggest.
Even Scotland,
you don't know.
Wales,
you don't know. But you have to have that.
Yeah, you have to
have that.
Obviously, like we were like, we've always said that we want to have shops everywhere. Maybe where we are is that.
Yeah.
Of us having the shops everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's and we want to open doors for people to come in and to work with us, and there has been people in helping us, and it's been class, and it's nice to have that impact from other people on us instead of us impacting people. There's people coming in and impacting us. But yeah, there is a grand scheme for us. Who knows what's coming, like, but across the country that'll be good, like.
Unreal. Boys, thank you very much.
Yeah,
we'll definitely be keeping our eyes peeled.
Much appreciated.
Thank you, lads.
I love yous. Yous have done amazing, boys.
No, we'll love you too.
Appreciate
yes,
unreal, bro.
Appreciate it.
George,
Class.
Yes,
Appreciate it, bro.
yes, man.
Legends.